What's the key to being a good mentee?
Being a good mentee. We actually write about that in whobelievedinu.com. And I do want to say we're really excited. The proceeds of the book are going to veterans and mentoring organizations that we've identified. Mentoring, of course, in the military is a very, very, very big piece of it. And I know Dave talks a lot about that. Being a good mentee really requires having a few elements. Trust is at the top. You really have to be vulnerable with somebody. You have to have a trusting relationship. You have to be able to take feedback. To be honest, in the book we talk about what men and women need as mentees and mentors. We did a study at the Yale School of Management. We interviewed 2,200 people with Morning Consult and Yale, and what was so fascinating, Mark, is that people benefit greatly from mentors, but women and men want different things. Men want access to power and influence. Women want someone who will be honest with them and authentic and stick with them over their career and their life. And what we realized is that there's something called transactional mentoring, which everybody needs, right? Like getting a job, having a recommendation. But we want to ignite something called transformational mentoring where you really are dedicated to that person and you help them in all aspects of their life, not just career. And I'll end by saying something really important. And this is one of my mentors, maybe I'll share with you, that taught me this, is that you have to also be efficient with the mentor's time. It's something we really are trying to teach our daughters. Like, don't show up and be like, how do I become Mark Halprin? Like, where do you start with that, right? But rather, here are the three things I really would love for you to help me think about in my personal and professional life. If I promise to be efficient with your time, will you dedicate it to me? And for instance, if I need you to recommend me to something, I'll write the letter, I'll put the email in the link and make it as easy as possible. Because definitionally, the people that this generation want as mentors are pretty busy. In my case, as you know, because I've known you for so long, but neither of us age, of course, Mark. But as you know, I'm an immigrant to the country from Cairo, Egypt, a small Coptic Christian community. My family immigrated to Dallas when I was 5 years old, didn't speak any English. I learned English quick. Texan took me a lot longer. But when I was a student at the University of Texas waitressing to pay for college, I met Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison. And I'd never even seen a senior woman, in Texas in a government or political role. And she said, come to DC, defer law school and come to DC. And Mark, I was so scared because my parents basically said to me growing up, we left our homeland so you and your sisters could pursue your dreams as long as you're a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer. And I had gotten into law school and I was supposed to be heading there when she said, you know what, Dina, if you don't take a risk on yourself, no one will take a risk on you. And so that obviously changed the course of my life. It led me to serving in two White Houses and 16 years at Goldman Sachs, building some of the most effective, I hope, mentoring programs in the world. And that one person really changed my life.